Right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I want to give salutations, peace, blessings, and love to the Arkim out there, to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four corners of the earth. So, I think I might entitle this video, Ye are the light of the world, the salt of the earth, because that's who we are as a nation, man. The nation of Israel. It stipulates in the scriptures that the nation of Israel is a special people, man, and that's evident. You know, that's evident in the history of the world. You know, how do we know that? Because you look at us as a people, the things we've done, you know, the things we still do today. You know, Esau's done a good job of controlling the narrative, man, making us look like we're nothing, and that's all part of this. That's all part of prophecy, anyway, man. That's all part of the curses. You know, we're looked upon as being, and also I should mention this. This is for, you know, the nation of Israel. This lesson is for the nation of Israel, man. This is for the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans, man. Seminole Indians also, and also the Israelites that are likened unto a speckled bird, man. Meaning, you know, the Israelites disguised as other nations. You know, I thought I should just mention that because I didn't mention that in my my opening. So yeah, as a nation of people, you know, we've done a lot of things, man, and it's evident that we are, as the scripture says, the salt of the earth, man. I'm not gonna get these scriptures, but I just want to do a bit of commentary on that, because when you look through history, like I was getting into, Esau's done a good job of controlling the narrative and making the world believe, and all our own people believe, that we are nothing and we've done nothing. That's why in the schools across the globe, when he teaches our people about themselves and the other nations, he teaches that, you know, our history goes back to slavery, and that's it, and there's nothing before that, man. You know, but the book says that we are a nation of kings and priests, man. You know, we've done great things. We've had great history, man. The rulership of Europe. You know, the countless inventions that our people have created. The countless creative aspects on the planet that we brought about. Whether it be music, or anything to do with the arts, man. Sports. You know. I was reading something about the difference between our newborns, you know, in the early stages versus the Edomites, man. You know, our children, they will learn the motor skills quicker. They're psychologically stronger, physically stronger bones, denser bones, physically stronger, able to maneuver earlier than the Edomite children. You know, so it's proven. It's proven through all the things that, as a nation of people, that we've gone through. It's proven. You know, especially when you talk about our captivity and what this so-called white man, the Edomites, have done to us, man. And we're still here. We're not weak like them. We're not weak spiritually like them, and we're not weak physically or mentally like them. If they had gone through what we'd have gone through, there'd have been a lot more or a lot less of them now, because the majority of them would have killed themselves, man. These devils will kill themselves over money, man. They'll kill themselves over anything. Jake's not about that. Jake's about surviving. You know? And besides, we couldn't diminish ourselves like that, man. Because the scripture says we are like the sands of the sea, man, meaning that we are many. But let's get some scriptures, man. Let's get into this. So I'm going to start with an obvious one, Deuteronomy 7 and 6 minutes. You know, it says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Now I'm going to get into this a little bit, just see how this goes. I haven't planned this video to be any particular length of time. So let's get into this word holy, man. So it says, as we know it is Kodash, holy. So it says sacred, ceremonially or morally, by eminence, an angel, a saint. If we go back up here, it says sacred, holy one, saint, set apart. So we're set apart from these other nations, man. As it just said, man. It says above all people that are upon the face of the earth, man. We're above these other nations, man. Ultimately, they're nothing compared to us, and that's not because of us. That's because Yahweh Shem Yahushai has chosen us. That's all. It's the Lord's will, man. You know, sometimes I'm kicking back and I'm thinking, wow. You know, going through life on this earth, and before you're in this truth, you tend to believe that, you know, you're really nothing. You're nothing out here. But when you look at it and it comes to the truth that you're an Israelite, do you know how amazing that is? You are one of the people that the Lord has chosen, man. You know, he's chosen you to be one of his special people. That's not something that anybody can, you know, just say, man. You like the scriptures go into you. This is about lineage, man. Some people don't. You got a lot of these people who say they're in the truth, and I don't really grasp the gravity of that, of what we actually are, man. You know, we're Yasha Allah, man. The princes of the power, man. The princes of the Most High. The princes of God, man. That's some deep shit. You know? That's something that you just got, even when you're in this truth, man, you got to sit back and you got to meditate on that, man, because it's unbelievable, man. Imagine knowing of this truth, but being like of the other nations, especially the Edomites, man. Because they're finished. The kingdom is crumbling around them, man. And we're next in line. As the scripture says, man, we're going to take this kingdom forever. And, you know, even forever and ever, man. So we are the people that are you know, the Lord chose us so we could be his example, man. You know, we're here, we're not here to exalt ourselves, man. We're here to exalt Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. That's our purpose, man. But the Lord he deals in balance and fairness, man. He's chosen us, and there is a reward for us following his laws and his statutes and his commandments, man. Which obviously we have broken continuously since the covenant was made. Let me get some more scriptures. I've got a few written down. So this is Exodus 19. This is when Moses, was getting the when he got us out of Egypt, man, and he was getting the commandments from the Heavenly Father, man. This is I'll start with Exodus 19. I'll start at 3. It says, and Moses went up to Yahweh, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob and to the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself. So the Lord's talking about how he dealt with the Egyptians, man, and got us out of Egypt, which is going to get us out of the spiritual Egypt once again, and that's soon. This is verse 5. It says, Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all of the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation that were holy and separate. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So this is what the Lord was telling Moses to tell us, man. But our people are dumb, man. Our people are dumb. Are dumb. And this is all part of the Lord's plan, man. Because remember, the blessing that we have was meant to be given to Esau, man. But as his name suggests, Jacob the supplanter, man. He supplanted Esau, man, and he took the blessings, man. Let me get that. So Genesis 27, it says, And it came to pass when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. So basically, I'm not going to read all of it. But basically, he told Esau to, prepare the meat that he loved so much. Because Esau was a man in the field, so he went out and he hunted for the meat. But, Isaac's wife, Rebecca, heard that he was going to bless Esau. So she told Jacob to basically dress up like Esau, man. And because Isaac was old and frail, he couldn't really tell the difference. So he goes on to tell you. So he says, she says, verse 8, she says, Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Now go to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savoury meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will fail me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son, only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. So he went and did what what Rebecca told him to do, man. So he came back, and it's verse 19, he says, verse 18, it says, he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am, who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. So this is the moment of supplantation, if that is the correct terminology for that. It says, I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Lord thy power brought it to me. So anyway, cutting this story down a bit. So it says, and he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of the raiment, because this is of course Esau dressed up in the I believe it was like the lamb's wool. So he couldn't tell the difference. He smelled and felt like Esau, man, like the fields, man. It says he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell, my son, is as the smell of a field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore Yahweh give thee the dew of the heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee, O Lord. Down to thee, be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. So this is not, I'm not going to get too much into this anymore, but basically this is the moment of Jacob supplying Esau and getting and the blessing which we were promised to anyway, man. That was always going to come to us, man. This is the way the Lord played it out. Why? So obviously it would fuel the hate of Esau, man. And Esau's blessing was the sword, as it says, as it said, is in verse 40. And in verse 41 is the reason why this all happened, man. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob. So this is the reason. This is where that hate comes from. The taking of the blessings, man. And it's perpetuated. It's a spiritual thing. So anyway, getting back to the point, man. So this is when we got that blessing, man. You know, the Lord chose Israel, man, and he chose us through you know, the seed of Abraham, man. And that's going way back. So yeah, so Genesis 12, man. Let's just read a couple of verses out of this. Genesis 12 and 1, it says, now the Lord has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. See, so that proves the point. So like, and we just read this, and it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed, man. So this proves that we was always meant to get that blessing, man. You know, because some of these Christians out there will try and say that, you know, Jacob was a trickster, a liar and a trickster. You know, he tricked, but this was a part of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua's plan to make the nation of Israel, you know, the great and the holy nation, man. You know, but we're not that right now. Why? Because of the curses, man. Right now we're in astonishment. We're not looked upon like that. Even though the world knows that we're the best, man. You take us out of the situation. You take us out of the equation here on this planet Earth, man. And this place would be like one big cemetery, man. You know, no vibe, nothing. To Matthew 5:17, this is from the mouth of Yahweh Shai, man. He says, ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and give it light unto all that are in the house. So we're meant to be a light unto this world, man. You know, we're meant to, that's why Yahweh Hashem Yoshai chose us, man, to be the example through his spirit and his power, man, and his commandments. But, we went off, man. We've been going off ever since. I don't want to make this video too long. But, it's just, this is one of those things that this needs to be drummed into our people, man. Got to understand the position that we're supposed to play on this earth, man. Walking around like we're the shit on people's shoes, man. Well, we're supposed to be running this place, man. We're supposed to be, like it says, the light, man. The light of the world, see? And what does that mean? It means we're supposed to be the example, man. We're supposed to be the righteous. We're supposed to show the rest of the world how it's supposed to be. Hence the reason why you got Esau in place right now, to show the world how it's not supposed to be, man. All he does is bring death and destruction, man. He's the man of perdition, man. But we're supposed to be the righteous, man. And the scripture says that we are God's men. The word God, it means powers, man. We are power. We are a power. The prince of the powers, man. Prince of the powers, like it. You know what I mean? As a people, ultimately, we are the strongest, the smartest, the most creative, the most resilient. And this is part of the curses now. So Deuteronomy 28:37 says that, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Astonishment, man. That means people look at us like, what? What are these people? What are they doing? What are they about? And look at them. They look at us with disdain. With no respect. They look at us like we're not worth anything. But ultimately, sooner the world will see who we really are, man. So it's time that we get ourselves in that right spirit, right in our minds of the sort of people we're supposed to be, man. And it's not easy in this world, man. Sometimes your thoughts betray you, but you got to try and stay on that the mindset and the spirit of the Lord, man. Because there's going to come a time where we're going to need that right spirit of the Lord, man. And then ultimately, when we do get redeemed, when we do get saved, man, we're not going to have to worry about all that anymore. We will be the righteous people that the Lord has set us out to be. So basically, the moral of this story is that the Lord has chosen Israel to be a special people, man, and no one else. And we need to really get that message needs to get out there. Actually, I don't need to get that one. Just like it. One more scripture, I think. It's going on long enough, and I know sometimes Jakes have a hard time paying attention to things that are too long. Right. Jeremiah 2:3 says, Israel was holiness unto the Lord Yahweh, and the first fruits of his increase. The first fruits, man. It means that it's like when you're the first fruits, you're the firstborn. You are you're the first seed, man. It says, all that devour him shall offend, evil shall come upon them, saith Yahweh. So, despite all that's happening to us, man, despite it being curses, and despite the Lord putting those curses on us, those people that have done that are going to have to pay for that, man. It's that simple. So, yeah, man. You know, Lord willing, I think I'm going to cut this video short now, so 25 minutes. So, you know, Lord willing, this was edifying. We're not too far from getting out of here, man. And Lord willing, you know, I'm praying that I'm of the elect, and you know, just doing what we can do to try and make that, you know, certainty. So, you know, like I said, Lord willing, this was edifying to you brothers out there, or anyone that's watching, you brothers, you sisters out there. I'll say double honours to the apostles and elders of great millstone once more, who rule well and have taught us his truth well. Peace and blessings to Arkham out there, and the Arkwife, and to the one for that's destined to be saved, man. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.